Well, Republicans are working to keep questions about President Biden's mental fitness in the headlines. But as they did 4 years ago, the Biden campaign is pushing back, touting the 81-year-old's decades of experience as an asset. This as other Democrats worry the president's age has become a liability, especially in the wake of last week's special counsel report that highlighted his age and memory. Correspondent Kelly Meyer, live at the White House. And Kelly, Biden is the oldest person ever to occupy the Oval Office.
Yeah, Nichole, and this headline keeps going. Expect to see it there if Republicans have their way as they're seizing on this. But it is his top vulnerability right now, Nichole. If he is reelected, he will be 86 years old when he completes his term. But the White House response here today to what Republicans are doing is, quote, they're wasting their time. Now, the administration is sort of going back and forth here, both discrediting the special counsel's report, claiming that President Biden is an old man with a poor memory, while at the same time brushing off and laughing off the headlines around President Biden's age. But it's those headlines that Republicans are seizing on to keep the focus on President Biden's political vulnerability as the 2024 race rages on. Now, here's what 3 top House Republicans wrote in a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland demanding a transcript of President Biden's interview with special counsel Robert Hur, writing, quote, "We seek to understand whether the White House or President Biden's personal attorneys placed any limitations or scoping restrictions during the interview that would have precluded a line of inquiry regarding evidence directly linking the president to troublesome foreign payments." This as House Republicans continue to investigate the Biden family business dealings. We were inside the White House press briefing this morning when the press secretary was asked whether the White House should or would release the transcripts themselves. Now, Karine Jean-Pierre says the White House counsel's office is looking into this. House Republicans now are giving the Department of Justice until next Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern to provide the transcripts. If not, they say they are, quote, prepared to compel the production of this material if necessary. NewsNation learning the Department of Justice has confirmed they received the letter, but are declining to comment any further. When asked about that letter today, here's what Karine Jean-Pierre had to say.
House Republicans wasted their time, continue to waste their time, and they're not being serious to do their jobs. I just went back and forth about, this important piece of legislation that just came out of the Senate in a bipartisan way to deal with our national security concerns. And they're not doing their job. They are saying, obviously, Speaker Johnson is saying he's not going to move forward with that.
NewsNation also learning that House Republicans could call on her to testify, giving him the chance to respond if Biden is fit for the presidency. Now, also causing a stir and continuing to get headlines was President Biden deciding to do that evening press conference last Thursday. Today, the White House was asked if they regret sending him out there. They said that they don't, adding that the American people needed to hear directly from the president, also adding that was the president's idea to come out there. Nichole.
All right, yeah, may or may not have actually helped. Kelly, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.